What's up, everybody? This is Draft Radio, Kyle Ott, of course. We're actually doing a Scars of Mirrodin draft with the help of a few of my buddies. Falcon Monkey 56, my buddy John is back to join us, as is Lloyd Master 122, a good friend of mine as well. So both of them are coming to join us. It's going to be a great fun. I'm excited to play with both of them. Alex, or Lloyd Master 122, is actually one of the people I taught how to draft, and a really great guy. Shout out to him for helping us out again, and shout out to John as well. So this first pick, I mean, there's a lot of great stuff in the pack. Certainly there's a Vital Splicer, which I like quite a bit. There's also a Viral Drake, a Triumph of the Hordes, which is kind of an interesting sort of overrun. A Porcelain Legionnaire, just a fantastic card. However, I think the pick for us is going to be Blade Splicer. I mean, there was a reason this thing was a constructed powerhouse for a while. It is just so dang strong. Boom. Taking a Blade Splicer. Alright, and we're rewarded next pick. There's some pretty decent stuff. There's a Deceiver Exarch, a Caress of Phyrexia, certainly an interesting one. There's a Suture Priest, a Porcelain Legionnaire. I think the pick for us, however, is going to be Porcelain Legionnaire. Again, it's just a really strong card. I mean, being able to play a 2-mana 3/1 with First Strike is just such a blowout, so we're going to take the Porcelain Legionnaire. I'm really hoping we wield this Suture Priest. A lot of people don't realize how powerful that card was in the block. There's also a Vapor Snag, which I like quite a bit, and the Deceiver Exarch is also good. Mortis Dogs is fine as well, but it's more or less falls into that anything else category. Alright, so what do we have here? Tezzeret's Gambit is excellent if you're going for the Proliferate deck. There is also a Marrow Shards, fun little instant to have. A Shrine of Loyal Legions. Well, at the beginning of your upkeep, or whenever you cast a white spell, put a charge counter on beginning of Legions. Huh. I actually think we're going to take the Shrine of Loyal Legions. That actually seems pretty sweet. Again, there's another Suture Priest, which I'm sad that I'm passing, but I mean, Shrine of Loyal Legions is just a strong card. Ooh, and a tough pick for us. There is a Shattered Angel, arguably a bomb, almost a bomb in this format. There's also a Volt Charge, which I like quite a bit, and a Grim Affliction. I think at this point it's better. There's also a Lost Leonin, you know, relevant 2-drops are relevant 2-drops. But I think I want to stay on color as much as I want, and Shattered Angel is great. Great. He lets us gain some life, lets us fly, lets us do some damage. The Volt Charge is definitely a close pick. There's also a Mycosynth Wellspring, and it certainly stands to mention that cards like Mycosynth Wellspring are just key to this sort of a drafting archetype, where you take cards like this and then you sack it to gain additional card advantage, plus whatever you get from the spell. But we're taking the Shattered Angel. Easy pick for us. There is a Glissa's Scorn. I think Glissa's Scorn is probably going to... There's a Glissa's Scorn, a Blind Zealot, and a Volshock Refugee. Blind Zealot seems pretty sweet. There's also a Vault Scourge, a Dementia Bat. There's that Triumph of Hordes. Maybe we take Triumph of the Hordes? Until end of turn, creature control gain +1/+1, trample, and infect? I mean, it certainly does combine nicely with our Shrine of Loyal Legions. You know what? Yeah, I'll take it. That seems kind of like an overrun. And I do like overruns. Whispering Spectre, but there's also a Master Splicer. Just another awesome Golem-producing creature. Really happy to see that so late. And the Vital Splicer as well, allowing us to regenerate our Golems. Man, this is going really well for us. Oof. Going super well. We've got a Master Splicer, we've got a Blade Splicer, a Vital Splicer, Triumph of Hordes, Shattered Angel, Porcelain Legionnaire. Just kind of want those 2 Suture Priests to wheel, and then we've got ourselves a deck. By Jove. Man, oh man, I am excited. Seriously, like, we've just got such a cool little mid-range deck going on. Yeah, this just seems sweet. Just seems sweet. So what am I hoping to wheel? I mean, I obviously want to wheel both those Suture Priests. Maybe I'll get a Glissa's Scorn or something along those lines. Yeah. Let's see what new beautiful stuff this brings. Omen Machine. Conversion Chamber. Exile target artifact card from a graveyard. Put a charge counter on conversion chamber. Remove a charge counter from conversion chamber. Put a thingy into play. Okay, that's not bad. There's also a Pith Driller. What does Omen Machine do? The beginning of each player's draw step. Huh. So that's kind of a cool card. There's also a Mirrodin Betrayers. I'm actually going to take Conversion Chamber. I mean, with my Blade Splicer, my Master Splicer, and my Vital Splicer, and the amount of artifacts in this set, I don't think it's going to be hard to start putting golems in. I will happily take another Vital Splicer. There's also, again, a Mirrodin Betrayers. But man, that is a late Vital Splicer. Sheesh. And a Maul Splicer. Okay, there's a Mirrodin Harvest. We can enchant this on one of our guys. There's also a Scrapyard Salvo, Ogre Menial, and Flameborn Viren. I don't really want Mirrodin Harvest. I'm just going to hate draft the Menial. It's probably the most annoying thing that they've got. Ooh, and a Beast Within. Relevant removal in my colors. I'll take the Slash Panther over Dementia Bat. Dementia Bat is fine. I mean, it's not stellar. I don't necessarily want to play Dementia Bat, but I could actually play Slash Panther if I chose to. Not that I think that our deck is going to go off the rails like that, knock on wood, because, I mean, we've gotten so many good cards this late in the draft that I'm not so worried, but, I mean, hey, it behooves us to take a card kind of like Slash Panther so that we can get some value. And there's a Flameborn Viren. Again, it's not great, but someone would play it. And, okay, so we've got some things to talk about before I talk about our rare. Steel Sabotage is excellent in this format. You know, you get so much value out of this card, as is Peace Strider. There's also the Divine Offering, which I like quite a bit. There's a Loxodon Partisan, which is fine. Phyrexian Rager is great, but man, oh man, that's Victory's Herald. Yeesh. Yeah, buddy. Card wins games. I'm going to hide that Slash Panther a while. Seriously, the card is insane. Huh. We've got a Brass Squire, a Mirrodin Metal. Metal! Lead the Stampede. So there's a Lead the Stampede, an Unnatural Predation, Mirrodin Metal, Ichor Wellspring. Tanglehulk. I don't really want Tanglehulk. Leonin Skyhunter is a fine card, but the double white, and I don't necessarily think that we're going to go for the aggressive deck when we're looking to be more of a mid-range build. I think I actually want to take Ichor Wellspring. If I get some way to take care of this, although there's a Decimator Web, what does that do? I have to say, I didn't do too many drafts of this format, so I don't know all of the cards. Target Poison Loose Type, get a Poison Counter, then puts the top 6. What? We're taking Decimator Web. Are you kidding me? That's insane. That it hits them for 2, they get a Poison Counter, and then they mill 6? Alternate win conditions, ahoy! Alright, so we have a Rotwolf. Ooh, whenever a creature dealt damage by Rotwolf this turn is put into a graveyard, you may draw a card? That's insane. And that actually gives us a nice relevant 3-drop. There's also a Strandwalker. It's a card that I particularly like. Again, there's a Pierce Strider. Love me a Pierce Strider. But I think Rotwolf is just insane. That's awesome. That's going to smooth out our draws, as is this Viridian Emissary. There's also a Master's Call. Oh, I like that they have the promos art. That's kind of nice. What? Hellkite Igniter. Oh, man. That's super late. Super late. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Blight Widow is actually a thing. I don't know if I actually want to take Blight Widow or not. I kind of want to take Viridian Emissary. My 2-drop slot is looking a little weak, and this certainly helps me smooth out my draws. Destroy all artifacts. Huh. That seems awesome. Yes. That seems very good. Wow. Green is super open. There's another Rotwolf. There's a Blight Widow. There's a Viridian Emissary. Pista Strike is a decent sideboard. I think I'll take the other Rotwolf, actually. I'd like to smooth out my draws. And we get another Emissary? Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield. Oh, I don't really want that. I don't really care about that. I'm going to take the other Emissary. Got to smooth out my draws. Man, this is just insane. And this Decimator Web is just nuts. Seriously, I'll take another Rotwolf. We're playing mid-range, and it probably behooves us to get as many good draws as we can. I'll take Pierce Strider. There's Divine Offering, which is fine. But, I mean, we've already got our artifact control in the form of Creeping Corrosion. So we're going to take Peace Strider. Gives us a little life. Strong 3-drop. I don't think I'm going to play Lead the Stampede. I've already got the 3 Rotwolves and the Viridian Emissaries to sort of thin my deck and smooth out my draws. I don't think I really need this. Ogre Resistor is fine, but not super great, as is Concussive Bolt. I'm actually going to hate draft the Treasure Mage. Treasure Mage is insane. If you get like a Thopter Assembly or something like that. Man. Okay, so what we're choosing between now is this Phyrexian Digester, which is a perfectly acceptable card, a fine little 3-drop. I mean, it's going to get in there. And this Tangle Mantis, there's also a Tangle Hulk. I don't necessarily want Tangle Hulk. Maybe I do want Tangle Hulk. I mean, he's not terrible. But I think I'm going to take the Digester is easiest on our mana. It does give us a 3-drop, although I think I'm already good on 3-drops. I'm actually going to take Tangle Mantis here. Tangle Hulk is fine, but I really just think I want the Mantis. We're also going to hate draft another Treasure Mage here. Which card of these do I not want to see? Koth's Courier. It has Forest Walk, and then we're going to be playing some Forest. I'm also going to take draft the Spanish Mint Decree, because there's nothing else in the pack. And on we are into the wild blue yonder. That's a Worm Coil Engine. Well, folks, that's a Worm Coil Engine. Holy crap. Yeah, that's insane. So let's talk. We're obviously going to take this. Let's talk a little bit about the other picks that are in here that I would like to see. Razor Hippogriff is a fine card. Actually, not a fine card. It's probably one of the better cards. I mean, we get some extra value, get an artifact back, do some work. There's also a Coppermire, which I really like, especially in our colors. A Turn to Slag is no slouch. There is a Blunt the Assault, which is, it's bad, but that's fine. Faravore is actually something that's really important in this archetype. As I was saying, this is one of those cards you use to get value out of like Mycosynth Lattice and what did we take? No, we didn't take Mycosynth Lattice. We took, where is it? Oh, I didn't take it. Ichor Wellspring. So we're gonna take Worm Coil Engine though. I mean, this is just insane. So what else do we have other than Ichor Wellspring? Well, dear Draft Radio fans, I will tell you. There is a Grafted Exoskeleton that becomes unattached from a permanent and has Infect. Sacrifice that permanent. Do I want to do that? There's a Necrogen Sensor, which I'm sure is fine. I mean, it's gonna hit them for 4. There's also a Corpse Cur. How many cards do I have with Infect? Oh yeah, I have 3 Rotwolves. Yeah, Corpse Cur is perfect actually. There's a Strider Hardest and an Untamed Knife. We're gonna take Corpse Cur. Corpse Cur also works very well with the not the Decimator Web, the Conversion Engine, right? Am I still playing that? Conversion Chamber. Sorry, again, I don't mean to be going so much. It's just I really haven't played this format so much that I know all of the cards. So please bear with me. I apologize. Sacrifice unless I return artifact. I certainly don't have enough low drop artifacts to justify playing Glinthawk. There's a Trigon of Rage, which is a perfectly acceptable card, even if you're not in those colors. I mean, you get some value out of the Trigon. But I'm going to take Kemba's Skyguard. Nice 3-drop, buys us some time, gives us some life. There is a Trigon of Mending, however, which I will happily play. Well, let's see if there's anything else that I want to play over this Trigon. Bellowing Tangleworm. Other green creatures I control get Intimidate. Well, I don't have that many real green creatures, in all honesty. I'm not going to really be swinging in with those Vital Splicers as they make other stuff. I mean, my Tangle Mantis is really the only card that I particularly even want to have do things. Auriok. Oh, we'll take a Sylvok replica here. I mean, it's a nice defensive card for us, and it certainly gives us the ability to nail any artifacts or enchantments that we may find troublesome. Happy to see the replica there. Interesting. There's an Auriok Edgerite. I wish I took more of a critical mass of artifacts early on, but I did not. I think the pick for us is between a Golem Foundry, which is a card that I am really fond of, particularly in casual play. Making Golem Foundry decks is just entertaining. It really, really and truly is just so much fun. But I think we're actually going to take the Sylvok replica again. Again, this gives us potential outs. It's a strong defender. Ooh, that's a late Tumble Magnet. And I will happily play Tumble Magnet, as it taps and untaps things. This is actually one of the better cards. Or, I'm sorry, it just taps things. That's actually one of the better cards in this format. I'm actually going to take Silvermire as well. I mean, we are more of a mid-rangey deck, but we would like to get out our 6-drop and our 5-drops pretty early on. That's a Cyst Bearer. I'm happy to see that Cyst Bearer. That's a late turn to Slag. Protection from artifacts and infect, however, Tell Jihad Fallen is a perfect card in the deck. Happy to be playing this Strange mid-range build. I really like this deck, actually, so far. This is coming together quite nicely. We've gotten so many good cards. I mean, we've got a Decimation Web, we've got our Decimator Web, a Victory's Herald, Master Splicer, Blade Splicer, 2 Vital Splicers, tons of Rot Wolves. I mean, dude, we're getting it in. Really are. Just getting all this value out of our draft. What do we have? A Galma's Warden, which actually might be playable now that I have Tumble Magnet, 2 Silvark replicas, Shrine, Silvermire. What else would I play? Telgiad Defiance. Target creature gains pro artifacts. Wing Puncture. I don't think I would play a 3rd Silvark replica. Yeah, Galma's, well, no, actually Telgiad Defiance. I already have enough 4-drops in this, and yeah, that's fine. Man. And there's that Trigon of Rage, which I will happily grab. I might actually play the Trigon of Rage. I might actually play Trigon of Mending as well. Loxodon Wayfarer is fine. There's also a Melt Terrain, but I'm not going to play it. And we'll see what the last pick brings us. Man, this deck turned out really well. I am just beside myself happy. We got a Worm Coil Engine, and a Decimator Web, and a Blade Splicer, and a Victory's Herald. That's insane. We're living the dream. Wow, that's a late Sky Eel School. It's a great card. Huh. We're not going to play Loxodon. We're probably not going to play the Trigons either. But that's okay. That's all stuff that we can cover in deck building. Alright. Let's grab all of this stuff. Okie doke. So we've got 24 creatures, 30, 32, 34. So we certainly have our work cut out for us. We're going to be cutting 11 cards. And let's take a look at some of the cards we'll be cutting today. Okay, so let's go sorceries. I'm actually going to keep my Creeping Corrosion and my Triumph of the Hordes in here. I feel as if Triumph of the Hordes and Creeping Corrosion are both cards that I want in this deck to sort of win out of games. Certainly we don't need Beast Within. Although we do have... I'm sure that there will be times where we struggle to deal with things. We just have so much in the way of actual removal. Both with the Creeping Corrosion, we have the Tumble Magnet, and our creatures themselves are going to be sort of a removal. I don't think I actually need it. Now, if you look at our creature base, I'm not going to play this Loxodon Wayfarer. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking a look at the number of white cards, because while I do like Shrine of Loyal Legions, and it is a great card, and it certainly is something that I would like to play, if I don't have enough white creatures, it's certainly something that I can cut, is what I'm trying to say. So we are at 29, 31, 30. I'm actually going to cut this Telgiad Defiance as well. I don't think we necessarily need that. Trigon of Mending is another one that's going to go. While I do like Trigon of Mending, we don't have any charge things to do it, and gaining 3 life, as fun as that is, just doesn't seem to be that great of a way to work around things. Okay, that gives us 28, 30, so we have to cut 7 more cards. Interesting. All right, so let's take a look at our creature base. Obviously, we're going to leave in the Worm Coil Engine, our 2 Maul Splicers for sure, our Viridian Emissaries, our Victory's Herald. So basically, the bottom 6 cards are going to stick around in the deck. I can probably cut a Silvark replica and feel pretty fine with it. I would like to leave this Mire in, as it accelerates us out to our larger drops. All 3 Rot Wolves and the Porcelain Legionnaire, excellent cards. So what else do we want to cut? Kemba Skyguard is fine. I don't mind cutting that too badly. We certainly have other stuff to do. That brings us to 27. So we only have 4 more cards to cut. Not bad at all. We can cut Maul Splicer. Well, I certainly do like Maul Splicer. 7 mana to get 2 3/3s and give my Golems Trample is not what I'm necessarily hoping to play. Telgiad Fallen is another card that I think can fall by the wayside. Skidoo! We got jokes. As can Conversion Chamber. I don't necessarily know how many artifact creatures are in the are in this set, like how many you'll actually wind up main decking. Actually, we can take Trigon of Rage out. 22, 24. We actually have to cut one more card. Interesting. So what do I want to do here? Maybe I do want to cut Conversion Chamber just to... I don't know if there's any weird artifact graveyard interaction in this format. Like I said, haven't played it too much. I'm certainly not a pro of it by any stretch of the imagination. I think we can cut Tangle Mantis and be pretty happy. Yeah, our 3-drop slot is strong. Our 4-drop slot is strong. Our 5-drop slot is our Shattered Angel, and our 6-drop slot is our Wormcoil Engine and our Victory's Herald. So, I think this is a fine deck right now. I mean, we certainly have 22, 24. Yep. We cut that Mantis, so. Boom. Alright. Going to untap. This was our... We tried to do the mill deck again, just for the heck of it, earlier today. Didn't stream it, however. We weren't in the recording mood, sadly. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's check this out. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna run a 10-set. We're gonna run a 9-8 split. Should be more than okay to run a 9-8 split. Well, no, we'll run a 10-7 split. 10 forests, 7 plains, and the reason I want to do that is I want to make sure that I can play my Viridian Emissaries as fast as humanly possible. Besides, my Viridian Emissary can tutor for that plains. And 7 plains should be more than enough to cast our spells. I'm not too worried about it. So, I mean, this deck has win conditions on top of win conditions. All right. Hopefully, I'll see. Oh, all right, guys. I'll see you in the game. Have a good one.